how do we get conditioned? Okay, so if this is your result right here, okay, if this is your result, whatever result that you're having, okay, if these are my results, whatever they are, you take a look at your results and you ask yourself, do you like the results that you're having? Let's talk about money specifically, right? Marketing. Do we like the results? If I don't like the results, so then I got to ask myself, what's getting me these results? And what's getting me these results is my actions, right? My actions. So I do certain things that get me these results, okay? Actions equal results. So then we drill deeper and we're like, all right, what causes our actions, right? What causes our actions? What type of actions are we making? And so if our actions dictate what results we're having, so we got to backtrack, right? And kind of trace it back and reverse engineer all that, what's going on in the invisible world, and really understand what is happening over there, right? And how do we tweak those knobs? So here's how I learned it, okay? I came across some right mentors in my life, and I was blessed enough to come across some people. I told you, a little bit of my story in the first session there. But I want to talk to you about paradigms. And this is, again, I'm no expert in this. I'm expert in marketing. But marketing will get you nowhere without understanding what you're working with, which is that program, that paradigm, okay? So check it out. We think in pictures, okay? I think people are confused. If there is confusion, there is no action, okay? Confused mind does not take action. You agree? So think about it like this. Let me suggest to you, think about your car. What kind of car do you drive? Right? What kind of car do you drive? What color is it? What's the interior? Is that a 4-door, 2-door, minivan, sedan, right? SUV, sports car? What kind of watch do you have? Okay, what is it? Tell me about your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, right? Your spouse, your kids. Think about your kids. Think about your house. Think about your refrigerator. What color is it? Stainless steel, white, black, 2-door, 3-door. What kind of, does it open the right side to the left side? See, when I suggest these ideas or things to think about to you, what happens? We think in pictures, right? We think in pictures. So when I say think about your car, you think about your car, and the image of your car flashes on the screen of your mind, and so you see your car literally in your mind, right? In your mind's eye, you see your car. Okay? See, there is an eyesight, and there's also a mind sight. And mind sight is way more powerful than an eyesight. Okay? See, what we see is right here. All right? I'm looking at you right here, and you're looking at me, and we see each other, and okay, that's what we see. That's an eyesight. But our mind sight is way more important and way more powerful, right? So when it comes to money, right? See, most people, when they think about money, they think of dollar bills, piles and stacks of money and stuff like that, right? Maybe digits on a screen, money. But you think in pictures. But is that really money? Or is it just a representation of money? Okay, what is money? We're going to talk a great deal about that. Okay, so we're going to break this down into this cellular level, and we're going to stem from there, because that's how we're going to build your empire. This is how I was able to take myself from the gutter, to great levels of success, is by understanding this concept, right? Now, think about this. So if you are responsible for your results, what do you know about yourself? What do I know about myself? And I didn't know much about myself. I'm like, well, I'm Vic, I'm trying to make this, I'm trying to raise a family, and that's about it. What else, right? So people, we don't know a lot about ourselves. So if we don't know much about ourselves, how can we do anything impactful in the world, because we're dealing with people? Every dollar will come to you from another human being. So if we understand how we operate, then we can understand how other people operate, and so then we can influence them. And okay, so when I think about myself, okay, think about your mind. Okay, and this is when that question was presented to me a long time ago, right? I was like, mind. Well, what do you think when I say think about your mind? What comes to mind? What kind of picture? Because we think in pictures, right? Think of your house. Think of your mind. Okay, what does your mind look like? Brain. That's what most people think. How we see it in pictures and stuff like that. That's not your mind. It's not. is brain, right? So because when we don't have a clear picture, we have confusion. And if we don't understand how we roll, okay, and here's another concept I'm going to tell you. All this stuff we're going to be talking about, which is building a business and building promotions and campaigns and all that stuff, look, some people say, well, I have a business. You don't have a business, okay? Your business is going to be a reflection of you. It's a mirror reflection of you. You are a business. Like Vic, I am a business. 4%, the stuff that we're doing here, it's not my business. It's a reflection of myself. I know it's a little deep. Stay with me here. We're gonna bring this plane to a landing here soon, okay? It's gonna make sense. When you understand this, the world, unlimited world of possibilities open up for you. You know what I mean? So when I think, okay, I don't have a business, I am a business, then what drives me? Well, it's like, you know, my mind is really important. It's the most important asset that I have, right? Is my mind, because it's the ability to think. How does that thing operate? And so when I was presented with that information, I'm like, whoa, I know. I've got some learning to do here, because I don't learn this in school. Nobody taught me how to make money in school. Nobody taught me how humans operate in school, right? And so in 1934, there was a gentleman, I forgot his name, not important. Again, I'm not claiming to be an expert here. I'm just telling you what, you know, how I've evolved as an entrepreneur and stuff that really helped me, okay? This guy said, you know what, we need to give you an image to work with, right? And he came up with this image right here, okay? Check it out. He said, let this circle here, okay, supposed to be a perfectly round circle, by the way, okay, represent your mind, okay? And we have a conscious mind, we have a subconscious mind, and then we have a body, okay? You got your 2 arms and 2 legs, you got your body. Okay, so it looks a little silly. If you have never seen this, to me that was like, whoa, really? I mean, what? Okay, I'm gonna see what, you know, what comes next, right? Stay with me. It's gonna make sense. This changed my perception. It changed everything, and I promise you, this is how you change your. We're gonna talk about why do people struggle, why do people fail, why do people quit, and then why do people succeed, and how you can be on the success zone instead of the failure zone. Okay, so we have a conscious mind, we have subconscious mind, and then we have our body. All right. So our conscious mind is our thinking mind, okay? This is how we think. Okay, this is our thinking mind. Idea comes, we reason, right? We have intellect, right? We have, so this is our thinking mind. Our subconscious mind is our emotional mind. Okay, this is where emotions comes in. Okay, this is your feeling. This is how you feel, okay? It's your subconscious. And then body, okay, is the action that we take, okay? We take action through our body. So we take action, see, subconscious mind and conscious mind, you can do your research on this if you want, but your conscious mind can only focus on like 3 or 4 things at a time, okay? Your subconscious mind is what runs your life. This is a program that runs your life, literally, okay? Subconsciously, see, whatever we feel, whatever action we take, and of course, whatever action we take, action leads to what? Results, right? All right? Results. So if we want to change the result, we want to take our action. Our action is dictated by our emotional mind, by our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind dictates how we feel, okay, and what actions we take. It comes from our subconscious mind, okay? This is our thinking mind. Now, let me pull this even deeper here for you. How is this created? And more importantly, how do we change it? Because we get conditioned. Let me show you this. Okay, here is how I was raised. Okay, when I was born, all right, when I was born into an environment. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to make like nice looking graphics here for you. My goodness, man, you gotta give me the credit. Drop me a comment. Let me know if I'm confusing you here or not, or if this is making sense. Okay, I'm gonna be a little fancy here for you. Okay. Okay. So when a baby is born, okay, when I was born, when you were born, when we were born, we came, right? Babies have no conscious mind. We don't reason. Babies don't reason. They can't think, okay? So when a baby is born, we're born into an environment, okay? This is a baby, okay? This is how we get conditioned. And in order for us to understand how to change our results, money, bank account, lifestyle, get all the good stuff we want in life, we've got to understand how we were first programmed. And only once we understand how we first got programmed can we understand how we can get reprogrammed for something better, okay? Okay, so check it out. We're born into an environment, okay? So the ideas, thoughts, okay, lifestyle, messages, everything that goes around us, okay? This is baby's mind right here. Baby's little body, okay? Baby's mind. This is subconscious. Subconscious mind. There's no conscious mind. Conscious mind doesn't exist yet. It hasn't been developed. Mental faculties haven't been developed yet, okay? So everything that goes around that baby, if the baby is born into poverty, welfare, lack, okay, not enough, you always have to struggle, guess what? The baby, all of these ideas go straight into baby's subconscious mind, okay? Language, why do you speak the language that you speak? Because you get programmed. You're programmed, literally, you're programmed, okay? If you take a baby, you put it into a household. If a baby is born into a bilingual or multilingual family, the baby is going to grow up speaking 5, 6, 7, 10 languages, no problem. No big deal, right? Environment, okay? It gets programmed, okay? So that's why welfare recipients, and you do the research on this, you will find this to be true. I was fascinated by this. Welfare recipients, they're third, fourth, fifth, sixth generation welfare recipients sometimes, right? Why? Because it's the cycle of mediocrity. It's the cycle of typicalness, right? It's the cycle of poverty. So unless somebody understands how to break it and they deliberately work on breaking it, the cycle is going to continue. Okay? So if you grew up like I was, like most of us, right? Growing up in this environment, lack, limitation, not enough. The only thing that you get programmed, okay, is with that. So your result will reinforce that. So as the baby is growing up, okay, as the baby is growing up, here's what happens. Okay, you go to school, school says, stop dreaming, right? Pay attention, go to school, get good grades, okay? So what happens is you start developing your conscious mind, okay? And so the ideas, okay, the ideas that were programmed into your conscious mind, let's say that was an X idea, an X-type idea, okay? That X-type idea was programmed in, so then when you develop your conscious, your mental faculties, your reasoning factors, right? All that. See, you can only think moving forward thoughts, and you will perceive things that are that are harmonious with your programming. Does that make sense? So if I have an X-type programming here, the only thoughts on a conscious mind level I can think will be those that will be in congruence with what I have already been programmed in or with. Does that make sense? Okay? Again, I'm not trying to be super, detailed here because this is not, but it is important for us to understand this. So check it out. If we have an X-type programming in our subconscious, okay, we think in thoughts that are incongruent. See, we might have an idea that might come to us, okay, now that you have your conscious mind here, and Vic comes along and he says, hey, okay, you can take your annual income and you can turn your annual income into your monthly income. Would you like to do that, right? And you're like, yeah, that would be awesome, right? So you get excited about this little idea, but then your subconscious, it says, nope, not gonna do it, okay? Because you're programmed, you can't even imagine it. So consciously you might entertain that idea, but subconsciously you will never act on it. So because you never act on it, okay, your actions are incongruent or in harmony with your conditioning, okay? So your results are the same, okay? So you get the same results. So this is in a very, very simple explanation here of how we get conditioned. Now, let's take this a step further now, okay? So we're conditioned to think X type thoughts. We reason with X type thinking and ideas, and this is like a filter, okay, that gets pressed down on our subconscious mind, reinforces that, and then our actions are the certain way. This is, my friend, what's called a paradigm, okay? This is called a paradigm, and this is a program that literally dictates how you run your life, okay? This is incredible, okay? This right here, it dictates your perception, okay? It dictates how you perceive things. It's crazy, It dictates how you spend time, how you manage time. There's no such thing as time management, by the way. There's only activity management, right? And focus management of your focus. But it determines, right? Your program, your paradigm dictates. It literally dictates, okay? How creative you are. Okay? It gives you your self-image. It controls your self-image. Okay? It controls your productivity. Okay? It controls your money. It controls how much money you will earn. It's crazy. Okay? It's paradigm. It's your programming. It controls your logic. You think in things, okay, that are in harmony with your logic is in harmony with your paradigm. Okay? So in order for us, if we are programmed like this, if this is your, $5,000 a month, if this is your $5,000 a month programming, and we want to go to $50,000 a month programming, okay? By the way, please let me know in the comments if this is too detailed, or do you want me to, should I fix this moving forward? Because I don't want to waste your time, and I want to make sure that we're on the same page. I want to explain it to you in a way that would make sense to you. Because I'm going to talk about how do you change that, okay? Because if you're here and this programming, whatever that number is, when it comes to money, it dictates how you perceive things. People say, well, somebody is black, somebody is white, race-wise, right? Is that really true? Have you can you imagine? Let me see if I have this. Can you imagine? Hang on. We're not even going to edit this because this is a live workshop, okay? This is more like white, right? This is more like white. Am I white? Okay? See what I'm saying? Have you seen somebody who is a dark skin color person? Are they really black? No, they're not. They're not black. They're darker, but they're not black. All right? I'm lighter, but I'm not white. If you would see a white person, you'd freak out. But it's perception, see? It's perception. Perception. Okay? Somebody sees a car accident. You have two people seeing the same car accident, and they'll explain it to you, and they'll tell the story. The story can be completely different. Same scene, two different people, two separate perceptions, boom, different stories. Okay? It's crazy. So we need to understand how do we break through that. Now, here is how we break through that, okay? There's 3 different stages that we go through, okay? And then I'm going to introduce you to a technology that I used to reprogram yourself, which is going to be really awesome. Okay, so let me do this. Because everything else we're going to do, money, campaigns, running traffic, communicating with people, building your business, all that will be built on this fundamental foundation, which is understanding yourself and how you operate, right? Okay, so check it out. There's going to be 3 phases here. Okay, here we've got, okay, X-type conditioning, we've got X-type actions, and X-type results. Okay? This is your current situation. Now, phase 2, you go from there, and here comes this guy, Vic, right? And he says, you know what? You can take your annual income and you can turn it into your monthly income, and you can do it through this thing called the 4% Success Challenge for affiliate marketing. You can build your business, you can have the life that you really want, and you can do anything that you think about. Whatever you put on the goal card, you can do, right? And you get excited about it. Okay, you get excited about it because what happens here is right here, you have your X type thinking, okay, and you have your X type subconscious conditioning, programming, okay, your this right here, and then you're operating in X, you're taking X type actions that are according and with an alignment with those things, and Vic comes in and throws a Y type idea here, saying, hey, you can do better. As a matter of fact, you can completely revolutionize your life, okay? And so you get excited about this idea. See, as long as this idea, this Y-type idea, okay, right here, as long as this Y-type idea stays in your conscious mind, you get excited about it. Here's what happens, okay? Check it out for yourself. When you hear me talking about the potential, when you see other people are doing it, right, you get excited about it. You're like, well, how nice would it be if I had money? How nice would it be if I could pay my stuff off, right? How nice would it be, blah, 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 blah. And so as long as it stays in your conscious mind, you can talk about it, you can kind of think about it, you can dream it, but that's as far as it goes, okay? Your program still runs your life, okay? As soon as you start impressing that onto your subconscious mind, as soon as you start acting on the idea and you start impressing that onto your subconscious mind, okay, and getting emotionally involved with that idea, meaning that you start to take action, okay, on that new idea, this, okay, puts your body right here in an XY state, okay? So you have interfering ideas going, okay, interference going. And so when you have that going, okay, because this is your emotional mind, right? This is your thinking mind, and this is your body is, it's how you feel, right? So your emotions dictate how you feel, okay, in your body. So, if you're excited, if you're depressed, all that stuff is just a reflection of what's going on here, okay? Disease, in most cases, is what's going on over here, okay? So when you have XY idea going into your subconscious mind and you start taking action on it, this is a territory that you have never been in, new territory for you, right? So what happens is your body goes into a chaos. And how is it expressed, right? Well, you got okay? Immediately, when that happens, when you try to go from here to there, okay? You got worry on your conscious, you got fear, okay? And in your body, that chaos is expressed in anxiety. Okay? Has that been familiar? Okay? Have you experienced that? When you try to do something new that you have never done, right? When you put your goal on your goal card and you're like, this excites me. As long as it stays here, it's exciting. As long as you start taking action on it and you go into the unknown, uncharted territory, okay, you get worry, fear, and anxiety because this is unknown territory. Your body feels anxiety. You're not sure of yourself. And so what happens, okay, is in your body, in your actions, here's what happens, okay? When that happens, there's a big giant wall, okay? A big giant black wall that stays over here just waiting for you. Okay, it's just waiting for you to come, to try. It's just waiting for you to start doing something you haven't done before. It's dark, it's black, it's your terror, okay? And so what happens is when you try to take action on this, in this being chaotic state with anxiety, because this is new, what happens is, bam, you bounce and you hit the wall. You hit this barrier. You know what happens? Boom, 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 boom. You're right back to where you were. Comfort. Okay? Comfort zone. You may not like it, but it's comfortable. It's familiar. You go back to your old conditioning. You go back to your old results. That's why people, when they buy a program, perhaps, another way to look at it, right? And they're like, hey, I'm gonna do it. When they try to do it, first resistance, first opposition, okay? First snag. And they hit the terror barrier because it's unfamiliar, people refund. Bam, go back. They go back. And they go back to where they were before. And they start the cycle all over again with something different. You see what I'm saying? So when you hit this, and you will experience this, I promise you. I'm going to present to you. We're going to put together marketing campaigns and all that, and this will happen to you. I promise. Expect this to happen. But what you need to do is you need to understand, and you need to have awareness. See, if you have awareness of what's coming up, okay, and you're aware now that you know, okay, awareness is knowledge, right? If you don't know what you don't know, then you go like, all right, you've never been there. But if somebody tells you, okay, you go through this path, here's what to expect. Here's how you're going to feel, right? Here's what you will experience, and here's how it's going to make you feel. So that's what I'm trying to do here for you, because as we go further, look, it's not going to be a walk in the park. It's a challenge, right? It's called the 4% Success Challenge. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But my question to you is, how tough are you? How tough are you? How hungry are you for success, my friend, right? Look, I'm talking to you for real. Like, I'm talking to you personally. You know, this is the kind of stuff, when you understand it, so the question is, how do you break through this barrier, okay? You break through this barrier, there's two things that you need. This is how I broke through my barrier. This is how I went from, that $1,500 a month, tried it, failed, oh my goodness, I go back to the comfort zone. You try something, you might invest some money over here, you get burned, go back. And so what happens is your family and your friends, your loved ones are like, you tried it before. Why are you doing it again? And you're like, yeah, you're right. It sucks, but it's comfortable. It sucks, but it's familiar. At least I know what's going on, right? You stay in your little box here. You don't want to stay in your little box, okay? How you expand your awareness is you understand this concept. Again, this is part of the awareness. And so what you do is when you take action, you continue to impress, you continue to take action. This is where mentorship is so important. And this is where reinforcing of the same message over and over and over and over again, what you feed will grow, right? So if you have these two ideas in your head right now, okay? You got your old conditioning, I don't know if I'm gonna do this. That's your old paradigm. You got two monkeys sitting on your shoulders, right? Whichever monkey you feed is the one that's gonna live. You gotta understand that. A is understanding what to expect, I just showed you, right? I'm warning you to not find yourself being trapped. And when you bounce through in this wall, you'll be like, I want to go back. No. You want to stay in, because you can break through that. I'm going to help you break through that. I did it myself, okay? And I'm going to take you by the hand. We're going to do it together. We're going to bust through that thing together. You ready? Okay? Let me know if you're excited. Let me know if you're ready. So check it out. So what you do is you take massive, massive, massive action. You be unreasonable. You do things that your family, that your friends, okay? Here's how you break through it. You take massive action. Momentum, you build momentum. You're going with an awareness of what to expect, right? You know what to expect. It's like a plane taking off. You gotta have enough momentum on that runway so that you can take off. A lot of people trying to take off, okay? You got a 747, but the runway is so short, it never gets momentum. It crashes, right? Your ideas crash. Your good ideas, your desires, your dreams crash. Enough. It's time for you to bust through that terror barrier. It's time for you to fly, right? So let's help you take off. So here's how you take off. So what you do with an awareness, repetition. How did you get conditioned? Remember, how do we get conditioned? Okay? Repetition. Whatever was going on around you, repetition, 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 repetition. That's why you speak the language you speak. That's why you know your name, right? Because it was repeated to you so many times. That's why you act the way you act, because repetition of ideas, repetition of activities, and that conditions you, and that conditioning becomes your paradigm. Paradigm runs your life. How you got conditioned, how you got programmed is the same way you're gonna reprogram yourself, through a repetition and a guide, okay? So now that we're doing this together, here's what's gonna happen. What we're gonna do is we're gonna continue to impress this Y-type idea. We're gonna stick with the program, the 4% challenge. In this example, I'm gonna be straight up with you, right? The 4% challenge is the Y-type idea. You have never done this before, okay? Chances are good you have never done this before. Chances are good you have probably never made 10,000 or 100,000 in a month selling other people's products, yet, let alone $1 million. Very few people in the world can do that. But I'm telling you, you can do it. You can do this. This is a white type idea I'm giving you. And as long as you stay with me so we can bust through this, right? We'll bust through this. But if you give up right now, if you give up, you might as well give up right now before we go too far, because if you're going to be giving up here, it's going to be a waste of your time. Okay? So let me know if you're going all the way or if you're going to be giving up, right? Here's how we're going to break through. We're going to continue to take massive action with the right awareness, okay? And bam, we're going to bust that sucker, okay? We're going to bust that sucker, and we're going to go over here, and what happens here is before you know it, you've got your Y-type conditioning, okay? And you got your Y-type thoughts, you got your Y-type conditioning, and then you got your Y-type actions and feelings. And so you go and your awareness expands from being here, okay? And you expand your awareness to being bigger. Here's where you go from wherever you are right now financially to 10x in that. Turning your annual income into your monthly income. That should be your number one goal, okay? Expand your awareness. And guess what? Then that becomes your control, okay? Then that becomes what runs your life. This is how you break through. It takes force. It takes momentum. It takes dedication. It takes commitment, and it takes guidance, my friend. You will not do it yourself. You will not do it by yourself. Nobody does it by yourself, okay? But we're gonna break through that metaphorical barrier with you together. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna walk you through that if you're ready, if you're committed. If you're not committed, nothing I can do for you, okay? But this is how you break through. And so before you know it, see, you're in a better place. You rise above those clouds. When you take off in an airplane, air is cleaner. It's beautiful. You can see, right, the horizon. Dude, it's awesome. It's beautiful, right? Would you like to be there? So this, my friend, the paradigms. Now, the next question is how do we, okay, what do we need? I'll tell you this. For me, when I understood this concept, it made perfect sense. So please let me know in the comments right after this video, and let me know if this is making sense to you. Okay, let me know if you're committed to go all the way. When you go all the way, there is no stopping. Forget people that tell you, well, you gotta have plan B and plan C, and if that doesn't work, you know what they're talking to you about? If this plan doesn't work, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go back there, okay? You see what I'm saying? That's average, that's failure. You don't wanna do that. You're a 4%er. You're working with Vic Stryzius, right? You're going somewhere, you're part of the challenge. You're not gonna quit on yourself. You're not gonna quit on your dreams. You're not gonna quit on your future. You're not gonna quit on your loved ones and your family. You're not gonna quit on your life, will you? You're gonna do this. We're gonna do it together. That's the cool part about it. I've done it myself, changed everything for my family. My kids will never have the life that I had. Not because I'm somebody special, but because I was blessed to have a mentor come into my life who showed me the ropes, and I was smart enough to listen, and I stayed through until I broke through. And guess what? When that happens, then, again, you're gonna set yourself another target, and you're gonna do the same thing over again. That's why mentorship is so important. You know what I mean? So, man, we've been here for 45 minutes. Hopefully this is making sense to you. What I'm gonna do in the next step, I'm gonna introduce you, my friend, to a technology that will all successful people reference to at one point or another. Have you heard of a guy by the name of Napoleon Hill? All right, Think and Grow Rich. He is somebody that studied, back in his day, 500 lives of 500 of the most successful people in his day, in his age, right, in his era, and he distilled the secret to their success and wealth. And so what he did is he wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich. You might have heard about it, right? Everybody, it's like, next to the Bible is probably the next most read books, or the next most read book for entrepreneurs, And so Napoleon Hill wrote this book, Think and Grow Rich. I got introduced to that book from my mentor. I read that book, and then I came across a guy by the name of Bob Proctor, and Bob Proctor was saying, hey, I reprogram myself, or when I say reprogram, I'm using that word pretty, for lack of a better one to use, you know. But he said, I was listening to that over and over and over and over and over again in an audio form, a condensed narration of that Earl Nightingale recorded. And he was doing whatever he was doing and just continued to listen, reading his card, right, and listening to Think and Grow Rich, condensed version of that. And so what I'm gonna do, because I did it too, you know, I listened to that, I can't tell you how many times, but it reinforces everything that I talked about so far and everything we're gonna be talking about. And you ask anybody who's truly successful, they're operating on those principles. That's the difference between, you know, the 96%, you know what I mean? I don't even have the room to write here anymore, but I'll write over here, okay? You got 96 percenters, okay? You got the 96% group, and you got the 4%, okay? These guys are going through life struggling, trying. These guys decide what they want, and they go get it because they have a path and a blueprint for them to get anything they want, okay? So what I'm gonna do is in the next step is I'm gonna introduce you to the very same audio that I listen to almost on a daily basis. I listen to that probably at least like 3 times a week. Still right now, I'm gonna listen to that with you as well. And listen to it, okay? We're gonna break it down probably maybe later on in this session, maybe in the next session. And I want you to listen to it. That will help you, okay, reinforce this concept, all right? And we're gonna use that to help you reset your conditioning, your current conditioning, to the one that you really need and help you change that programming for success. We're gonna go inside of your, you know, conditioning there, and we're gonna adjust the thermostat and set you for success. You ready for it?